What's up, guys? It's Chris. Welcome to VHB Engines and how we're going to kick off and commemorate 10,000 subscribers by talking about one of my fucking favorite topics, single cams, D16. This is actually something I talked about a long time ago, but I'm going to throw it out again because, god damn it, if it hasn't fucking popped back up again. Anytime I work on fucking single cams and I post pictures of single cams, this stupid fucking question pops up and it drives me absolutely crazy, man. It drives me fucking batshit crazy because it's super irrelevant. And it's, do you have Z6 crank? Do you have Z6 crank? Do you have Z6 crank? I hate this fucking question so much. And if I ever get my hands on a Z6 crank again, I'm going to ask like fucking $3,000 for it. I'm going to ask you to trade gold for it because it's fucking ridiculous. Everybody's under the goddamn impression that they need a fucking Z6 crank to successfully build a high-powered single cam. And that is not the case. That's not the case at all. I had the last Z6 I opened up, had a fucking Y7, Y8 crank in there. They're not the gold that people think that they are. Oh, they have extra oiling. They have extra coiling. So what? The Performance VTEC blocks have oil squirters for the pistons. You don't need those to successfully build a high horsepower engine. You don't have to have a ported Type S oil pump to successfully build a high-powered engine. As a matter of fact, stock TSX engines without the pump swaps have fucking made high-ass power. This assumption that you have to run a Z6 crank to get the best performance out of a single cam is nonsense. I've done more single cams than I can keep track of at this point. Never have I once used a Z6 crank. They've all been Y7, Y8, right? Do not ask me any more about the Z6 crank. Because if I do get it, I'm going to put it on eBay and I'm going to put a $300 price tag on it. Because I'm just going to milk a fucking sucker for the extra oil cooling hole. That's all it's supposed to be for. I'm never going to ever use one because there are dumbasses out there who think that this thing is so fucking important. You know, and they're rare. They're hard as fuck to come by. So everybody always asks for them and you can't find them. Because they only come out of one generation of fucking Civic. Right? The Z6 was only how many years? How often do you run across a Z6 fucking engine? And they're not gold. They're not no superpowered engine. If you run it stock for stock, is that extra oil cooling hole gonna fucking stop you from blowing a motor at 300 horsepower on a stock rods? No, it's not. It's gonna blow up still. So that crank is not that fucking important. And especially considering that every fucking single cam builder, they go the same way. 9 out of 10 people who build a single cam go the Vitara route. That's a 500 horsepower max fucking block. Doesn't matter which fucking crankshaft you're using. They're all going to top out the same if you're going to use the same piston rod combo. That just, super frustrating. But definitely deliberately keeping this video short. Simply because of the fact that I want to be able to throw this out there every fucking time from now on when I get a question about Z6 crank. If I get a Z6 crank and I get it on the hand, realistically, I'm gonna milk as much money as I can out of it, but I'm gonna put a $300 price tag on it. And I'm gonna throw it on eBay. And if anybody asks me and I have one, $300 fucking dollars is what I want for the Z6 crank. And if you're sitting here thinking, oh, well, I could buy a Z6 for that, well then fucking do that. Then go out and find a Z6. As a matter of fact, the single cam cranks in general are hard to find because people part out the fucking single cams or sell the engine swaps so fucking cheap that it doesn't make sense to buy a separate crank. Because anybody in their right mind is not going to sell a crank for anything less than 50. Nothing less than 50 for a healthy crank. And most of the time people are going to ask 80 to 100 for a crank. I buy single cams for $100. So what does that tell you right there? All right, guys. So yeah, peace.